these games can be kind of tough and strange. They're missing their two leading scorers and got a bunch of guys that are really trying to make the most of an opportunity. You've got plenty of guys out too. How did you make sure that you kind of had the right flow and energy going from the very start of this game?
Yeah, I think just not changing the approach. You have the same approach to every game, and also just kind of doubling down on our team identity, the way that we want to play. The speed, the pace of the games, the physicality, all of those things. Just kind of doubling down on and continue to just stick to our game plans and trust what we have.
A lot of times when teams talk about establishing a tone early in a game, that usually is like physicality or defensive. You guys did that tonight, but is it possible to do that with the pass also? Because it just seemed like everything from the start was crisp and zipping around.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, tried to identify some of the things that would give us advantages, obviously, and making those early passes and finding some of those reads were a big part of our game plan going in. So we did a good job just kind of being unselfish, being willing to make the right play and make the early pass, and it was able to kind of get us a good lead early on.
I know this isn't new, but last couple games you have had some closeout attacks where you're or screen rejects and you're able to go in like the left hand on the right side of the rim or the right hand on the left side of the rim. Just curious about maybe just the development of your overall package of moves to attack the basket.
Yeah, shout out to one of our assistants, Coach David Daigneault. He does a really good job just kind of, being repetitive with the basics. We work on all types of different finishing packages, layups with the left hand on the right side, layups with the left hand on the left side, and vice versa. So, he's done a good job just trying to help me, be, dedicated to the basics as well as improving my game elsewhere. So, we kind of just focus on that day in and day out, and it's continued to just kind of show itself here and there, in between games.
Some of those back cuts, does it feel like Isaiah Hartenstein's only been here for 15 games? Because the connection that you two had on a couple of those plays tonight just seems way more than that.
Yeah, tonight, a couple of those plays felt really good. Just kind of knowing, his ability to make the right passes and squeeze in some tough ones as well. I'm just going to be in the right spots to try to give him that option to make whatever play he wants to make. But I was glad that we connected on a couple of those tonight.
I know you have a big fan, lots of siblings, and I just wonder what your family's reaction to last night was, and then of course if they were able to come down today.
Yeah. Yeah, they were super happy for me. Just awesome being able to have both the team and the organization there, the people that I love, my family, the people who just kind of were in my life during my growing years. So it's awesome just to kind of have everybody who's been a part of my life and the people who I'm currently around today, all together in a building, both last night and then again for the game today. So huge support system. Super happy and grateful for the people that have been around me.
And Trey Mann was there as well, like last night, and of course today. Like, how important is that bond to be with to have with a former teammate, drafted together and played together for years? So how important is that bond with Trey still?
Yeah, that's one of my dogs. Just early on, like you said, being drafted together. We first met at the NBA draft combine when we were getting tested at the hospital for like X-rays and scans and stuff. But he's been my boy for all 4 years that we've known each other after we met. And those relationships outside of basketball are huge too. Basketball gives you the opportunity to both, travel the world and meet new people. And it's up to you to kind of, take those experiences and those relationships and keep them and, remember them. And he's one of those guys that, I can call, more than just a teammate or a guy that, I played with. He's like a brother to me.
Anything else? Thanks, Luis.
Oh, appreciate it.
Thanks, sir. A lot of times teams will talk about like setting a tone defensively and with physicality, and you guys definitely did that tonight.
Yeah.
But is it possible to set a tone with the passing?
Yeah.
It seemed like you also did that.
Yeah. I mean, I think passing, getting people involved, just gives the team energy. I mean, I feel like when everyone's touching it, it gives life to the team. It gives life to you defensively. And, I think when we're moving the ball, playing team defense, I think that's when we play our best.
And I was just talking to Aaron. I mean, you found him a couple times
Yeah.
in those back cuts.
Yeah.
It's like kind of hard to believe you guys only have 15 games
Yeah.
together. What's that like to be finding it so quickly?
It's getting there. I mean, I feel like guys are starting to notice that I can pass, that I can hit guys in small windows, and so I think Wiggins was one of the guys who now is, especially in this game, has done it consistently and got, I think it was two easy buckets today. So I feel like when guys start knowing I can hit them in those passes, I think they'll start doing it more. So I think just Wiggs doing it tonight, I think he did a great job. I mean, came in, started for us, had not just off the cuts, had big buckets himself, and so yeah, he was big for us tonight. I mean, especially after getting your jersey retired, coming in doing that was big.
I didn't hear the full question, but you talked some about it sounded like the few passes.
Yeah.
For you, like, where does the kind of faith you put in, I think of the play specifically where you threw the dub and
Yeah.
the small window, like that takes some
Yeah.
faith in his hands. Like, where does that level of faith?
I mean, it's not really faith. It's kind of you knowing. It's kind of like passing IQ, and you knowing if the guy's open or not. I mean, I feel like again, I learned it a lot from Jokic. A lot of times it doesn't look like the guy's open because he's in front of him, but I'm looking how defenders' hand placement is. I'm looking how defenders looking at me, and I just tell the guys like just be ready to catch it. And so they've been doing a good job just catching it. But again, it might look like it's not a big window, but for me, it's definitely I can see it when it's a big enough window to throw it. And so maybe it doesn't look like it's a hard pass to make, but for me, it's if you look at the defender, it's not pretty easy.
And just to win a game, holding those guys to less than 100 points, winning a game of defense, though.
Yeah.
No, we were even without Blue,
Yeah.
Russo, Kaysen. Like,
Yeah.
what does that take?
Everyone. I mean, I feel like again, we have elite defenders. Even when those guys are out, and maybe it sometimes gets pushed behind. I mean, even Shea is an elite defender. I think AJ did an amazing job today, just picking up, making guys turn in the backcourt. And so, I mean, me, Dub, all those guys, Wiggs. I think we're all great defenders, but it would definitely be good to have Lou and all those guys back. But yeah, it was a team effort, especially when you have a lot of guys out from other teams. Sometimes you let off the gas, but I think we did a good job just staying locked in.
New York is home for me.
Yeah.
So I have a two-part question.
Yeah.
One, did you watch the Knicks game? Two, what did you think of Wemby against the Knicks?
Yeah, I watched it. I mean, I watched it on Christmas. I mean, I think it was a great game, especially for basketball. I think Wemby played amazing that game. I think the guys did a good job. The Knicks did a good job just staying with it, grinding it out at the end. I think that's, especially with a guy like Tibbs, you're always going to have a team that you can never just let loose. And I just think they did a good job just grinding it out. And then Bridges, I think, had 40-something too. And so I think that was big. But I think in general, the whole Christmas day was great basketball. I think how the NBA did it, I think was great. I mean, I think still we should have been in it. I think when you have, when Chet comes back, you have 3 All-Stars and an MVP. So I feel like we're just going to keep controlling what we can control. But I feel like later on, I think we just have to start getting a little bit more respect in that aspect.
Follow up. As a big man, what is the biggest difference for you as a big man playing alongside Brunson versus playing Shaq? That's alongside Shaq.
I think the difference is, I think they have a lot of similarities and they're both team first guys. I mean, I think that's the similarities I see in both of them. They both can get to a mid-range, but it's different. I mean, with Brunson, it was really more of I'm really just trying to get him open to get into the two-man game. We're kind of playing more off each other, I felt like a little bit. And then with Shea, sometimes it's better just to get out of his way and let him do his thing because he's so skilled offensively. I mean, Jalen was super skilled, but I think it's different. It's definitely different. I mean, they're both great players, but it's just, again, you have to adjust to every player. And I feel like it's been going good with Shea, and we're just going to keep building that connection too.
One more question from me. To keep it Knicks,
Uh-huh.
Carl Towns comes from the Western Conference
Uh-huh.
to the Eastern Conference, played
Yeah.
for the Knicks. Have you observed him? What surprised you? What hasn't surprised you?
I mean, I think it was a perfect trade-off. I mean, I feel like they got what they needed to get. Leon did a great job of getting another All-Star, especially after I left. So, I mean, he's a top big in the league, and he's been great for them. But right now, I'm just focused on how to help this team right now. But again, Leon's been doing a great job over there. So, yeah.
Isaiah, you guys have played 3 home games in like 5
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
How much are you guys specifically looking forward to going home?
I mean, a lot. I mean, it felt like since I've been back, I haven't played a home game in general. So, like, right when I came back, I felt like it was all road games. And then you go to Vegas, and a week feels like a month. So, yeah, I'm just happy to go home, see my kid, and feels like he grows at a lot every time I come back. So I'm just happy to finally get back and see him and play in front of the fans.
Anybody else? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just you mentioned AJ earlier. I just wondered what you thought of him in his first start, and I guess
Yeah.
you know what you kind of think he can be in this league. So what you're saying.
Yeah. Was big. I mean, I felt like he came in. He's very mature for a rookie. I don't feel like you see. I mean, I've been in a league for a little bit now. You don't see that a lot with rookies. Very mature on and off the court. Again, what I said before, he did a great job of picking the guys up, defensively, putting pressure on them, and then offensively just making the right play, staying aggressive. What he can be in the league, I mean, I think he can be whatever he wants to be, really. I mean, I feel like he's really talented, mature already, and I feel like the more he plays, the more he learns, he'll definitely keep helping us out and definitely be a good player on a winning team, and I think that means a lot.
I mean, I don't think we've had this conversation yet, mostly because I think you were out for a lot of that stretch.
Yeah.
This team has played. Now it seems like a bunch of teams that are missing, you know, they're headed to snake or
Yeah.
the top 2 guys. You just go down the list. You know,
Yeah.
including tonight, you know, tomorrow you guys played Memphis without Ja. I guess
Yeah.
how frustrating is that? I know we can't control that, but how frustrating is that to kind of have that sample games
Yeah.
like that, and you know, how hard is it to assess what you have?
I mean,
Things like that.
I mean, if you look at us, I mean, we've been every game. I feel we've missed someone. I mean, we missed a top guy in every game. I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's how the league works. I mean, I was out for the first, I don't know, 15. Chet went out he's now been out the whole time. So you got 2 of our top bigs out the whole season. I mean, I feel like that's another thing. I mean, that's the NBA. The season's long, so you really can't control that. All you can control is what habits you build. I feel like that's what we're focused on. Is not who's in the game, not who we're playing against, is what we can control. And so, yeah.
Anybody else?
Anyone else in the back? No one. All right.
I mean, it's been obviously a tough stretch. Every team goes through tough stretches, but doesn't mean make it easy. And the guys been no excuses. You've endured some injuries, and obviously we're on travel, like tough games. And you know, guys just keep showing up, keep punching. So a lot of positives. Now we go home for I think 5 in a row, and a string of very high-level opponents that are playing very well. So it'll be a great test for us, but it'll be good to get back home.
Yeah, you get off to a great start, particularly offensively. I think 6 assists in the first 6 made baskets, 29 for the game. What did you like about the system offensively and the way that you guys were able to play to it?
Yeah, pretty good. And then I thought we were a little stuck in the fourth, and we weren't as good there. And obviously down the stretch we were sloppy, but overall, grading off the whole team, I thought we did a job offensively to tick forward in some areas that we've been working on. Move the ball, have a lot of nice system plays. So a lot of positives from the game, and now we learn from it and get ready to play them all.
Even after their leg surgery, they shoot under 40% rate, score under 100 points. I know they're down a few guys, but for you guys, without Casey, without Lou, without Alex, I guess, what does that take to kind of still win with the recipe you've come up with over here?
Defensively, yeah, I thought we were really good tonight for the most part. Obviously, had some plays where we had breakdowns, but overall, we made them earn everything, protected the paint, contested shots, made multiple efforts, got back in transition on a lot of really good plays. So there was a lot of positives there. I was pleased to see the carryover, despite the fact that we're losing really good defensive personnel. And so, like I said, a lot of positives from the game.
And this is AJ's first start. I just wonder what you saw from him tonight, and did you learn anything about him?
No, just that he can continue to play at the level he's played at in starting level minutes. He hasn't played at. That's got to be season high minutes. So, he's done a great job at this point. He's earned the opportunities that he's gotten. And I thought he was very much in character and was obviously an extended role tonight.
Yeah, speaking of the depth and having guys step up, like every single starter today, even though there's AJ with his first start and Wiggins in there as well, scored double digits. And a couple guys off the bench as well had 9 points themselves, both Jalen Williams and Kendrick Williams. How is that depth offensively really good for this team?
Yeah, I thought we had a nice balance tonight. I thought moved the ball well, got the ball ahead of them on a lot of plays. Like I said, it wasn't as good of a possession game for us. We turned it over more than we normally do. Some of that was down the stretch, but overall, I thought we played well-intentioned basketball, and I felt we really executed the fundamentals that we need to be a good offense. And so took a step forward there tonight for sure.
Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You guys have been consistent throughout the first part of the season. It's entering a new year. Is there such a thing in basketball as New Year's resolutions, and if so, what's yours?
Not really. We're more game to game. We basically are just trying to improve with every experience, sustain the things we're doing well, improve the things that we're not doing well, and stack that up over time rather than these large big picture things. It's a game of possessions, and we just try to be better in the possessions over and over again throughout the season. And we've obviously gotten off to a nice start, so a lot of our stuff moving forward is how can we sustain that and then improve on the things that are lagging a little bit.
I guess my follow-up to that is, I feel like last year, the national perspective, I think they were late to you guys. You guys have been consistent for years. I'm sure that doesn't bother you because you guys have a job to do at the end of the day. But for those who are tardy to the party and still doubt, what do you say?
We're just focused on our internal stuff. It's inside our walls. That's the beauty of competition and teams. We were just in Indiana the day after Christmas, and that's a stripped down experience. We're all leaving our families on Christmas Day, and we're coming together as a team and playing a really tough road game against a good opponent, and then we're staying on the road, for I think 3 home games in 38 days, like Nick said. And so that's our group. Those are the people that we want to earn the respect and the trust from. The stuff outside of that really doesn't concern us very much.
Joel?
Mark, I think we had maybe a similar conversation about a month ago, just about you guys playing teams that are missing, the head of the snake, or maybe top 2 guys. Obviously, these guys will go out ball and build up before the game. Tomorrow, the Grizzlies are, it looks like, playing without John Morant. Now that you've had such a large sample of teams that are without these guys, like how hard has that made it to assess what you have to this point in the season?
We can't control anything injury-wise for our opponents or for us. We're missing guys too, and so all you can do is bring your healthy team to their healthy team and compete for 48 minutes and test yourself against the opponent. And there's opportunity in that every single night. And so we're going to take that opportunity. Memphis in particular will play them tomorrow as a team that has played exceptionally well despite having injuries. They're still rolling, quite a bit. And so that's going to be a great test for us. And then, we're enduring injuries ourselves, and that's a great test for us. Test of our system, test of our depth, test of our resolve. And so there's always challenges in competition. We don't think about the challenges that we don't have. We think about the challenges we do.
And I know I always ask about Chet. I just wonder, having had the sample of playing with IR, still being a good team without Chet, I guess how much do you think about the possible overlap whenever he comes back? Like whatever this team establishes an identity or whatever the case might be, leading up to the point Chet gets back? Like, how much have you thought about that?
I mean, I thought about it a lot in the summer, obviously, when we had those guys coming in and healthy. And at the end of the day, you know, the identity of the team is independent of the personnel. Some of the style is personnel dependent. And so we're playing a little bit different stylistically, especially on offense with Hart, than we would if we were playing more minutes with Chet. But it's been a good opportunity for us to, you know, stretch our system, learn about a new player, learn about that style of player. It's been good for us to have to go through that. And when Chet comes back, the one thing that's good, he played 82 games last year. You know, we've got experience with him. We kind of know, you know, our stuff when he's out there at the 5. But we'll have stuff to learn when they're out there together. And, you know, there's going to be plenty to learn, but we can't skip steps in the process. We've got to wait, obviously, for him to get healthy.
You got to see Aaron Wiggins get his jersey retired at his high school last night, and he gets the chance. And this makes a huge impact right from the start. What'd you make of this kind of 24 hours for him?
Yeah, I mean, I thought yesterday was really cool. I always, the thing I respect most about him is just how much his teammates love and respect him. I mean, his teammates really like that guy. And that's, you can't fake that. And those guys are really in there with him. And he hasn't played, you know, to the level that he's capable of lately, which is normal. You know, that's not, it's an 82 game season. These guys have long careers. He's been in the league 3 or 4 years now. So, I mean, he's played a lot of games and it's not going to be linear. But it was good to see him break out the way he did tonight on the offensive end. I thought he was engaged defensively. He did a really good job on Bridges, especially early in the game. And so I was also happy to see him tick up. But yesterday was a great day from him and his family. And like I said, the thing that always stands out to me about Aaron is the way that his teammates respond to him.